Yes guys, so welcome back to update number 3 of Endgame. So as you guys know the format now, this is just a bit of a sit down. I'm going to run through the current setup. Last time we checked in together was 2 weeks ago, where I was like 15 and a half weeks out. I'm now 13 and a half weeks out, sorry. So 2 weeks later, just as a comparison, in terms of my body weight, then that week I averaged at 322.5 pounds, dropped down to 319.8 average last week, and so far this week I am either at or under 319.8. This morning I was 318.4. So things are tracking very, very organically. Since the last update, food has come down a little bit. Just looking back, training day calories then were 4,400 or thereabouts. They're now 4,200. Non-training day was about 3,900, and now we're on 3,700. So a couple of hundred calories dropped a day, just to keep things moving. And you know, appetite is in a really good spot. I'm not starving, but I am hungry and appreciate my food. You know, the meals are going down very, very easily. In terms of output, nothing's changed. Still doing my 20 minutes cardio 6 times a week. Still doing my walks on an evening, and then on Sunday morning, instead of my cardio in the morning, I go out for a longer walk there. So you know, it just goes to show that while, and this is where I sometimes struggle, while I would love to just slash calories, bump cardio up, and basically make my life hard because I like being in the trenches, so to speak. That's a bit cringe, but anyway, I don't need to. You know, the data is there. I've been posing 2 full rounds after every training session, so 5 times a week. I've been filming them, so you know, I've got the visuals there. The posing's getting better as well, which is nice to see, and it just ensures that, you know, I'm tracking what I can to get the progress I need to see at this point. I'm happy with the changes, really, really am, and I think this week, like looking at kind of how my weight has trended through the weeks. Last week I actually ended on 317.8. It came down really quickly. It went down, you know, from 321 at the start of the week, down to 317.8. So, you know, what's that, like a 3.2 pound drop, which is quite a bit. So I actually had a high day on the Sunday just gone. Nothing crazy, just my normal rest day calories and 400 grams of extra carbs spread through those meals in the form of extra rice, extra oats and extra cream of rice. So just keeping it nice and clean. That resulted on Monday just gone, a 2 pound weight increase, and then since then that's trickled back down. I still haven't hit 317.8, but the average weight drop this week is going to be sufficient, and I am going to probably push on a little bit more. Beginning of this week, Clen and Yohimbine went in. You know, I'm not one to speak loads about kind of drug usage, but that is a kind of a consideration in terms of, you know, prep. So from a kind of fat burning side of things, we now have T4, which I run year round, and we have Clem and Yohimbine at play there. That's it. That's all there is to it. You know, moving forwards, it is just a question of chipping away at food, bumping up cardio if need be. Where my appetite is at the minute, I'm more inclined to continue to chip away at food for a little bit longer. And you know, I think probably not this week, but in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll probably get a point where I'll be topping up with high days a little bit more regularly, at least once a week. But again, you know, this is all speculation at this point. I'm living it day by day. I'm keeping a track of absolutely everything, and I'm making changes based off of that. So that really wraps things up. You know, training continues to go really well. I had a little bit of a shoulder niggle, but I saw my physio, shout out to Rich Sale, who's helping me now. He treated me yesterday and it feels a lot better today. So I'm going to stay on top of that. And all being well, the body will hold together. The training will continue to be really, really positive and progressive. And then, you know, when training's going well, it doesn't matter if I'm tired, it doesn't matter if I'm hungry. I fucking love it. I enjoy it. It's what I do, and you know, that's what kind of gives me life. You know, to go into a session and come out of a session knowing that I've given everything, I've trained damn hard, and I've you know, put my best foot forward. So we're ticking boxes. No excuses, never. You know, I want to be perfect all year round, but on prep, I want to be absolutely to the money. And that's all there is for the update. The other thing I just wanted to touch upon in this video is weekend just gone, had my first slight mental wobble. one of the kind of downfalls or a harder aspect of prepping yourself is that mental, I suppose, fuckery, where you need to separate yourself from what your mind's telling you and what's actually kind of in front of you. So obviously weight dropped a lot. I felt very flat. I knew I needed a high day, but because of my shoulder as well, I just felt suddenly a little bit like, oh fucking hell, this isn't going so well. I was in my own head a lot over kind of Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but we're back in a more positive place now. You know, at the end of the day, all I can control are my variables, and I do that, you know, impeccably, if I don't say so myself. But that doesn't stop you from, you know, seeing things in the mirror, thinking you look smaller. You know, that's been the main thing really. Obviously with the drop in weight, with the flatness, I was like, oh my God, like the size isn't there. I'm not pro worthy, I'm not pro material, I'm not pro size, I'm gonna get absolutely humiliated. You know, I've spoken about these concerns before, and when you had that little dip in your emotions, your little dip in your mindset, they fucking come back with a vengeance. But I'm gonna do what I always have, which is focus on me, bring the best version of me. And you know, I'm well aware that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of better pros out there, but there's only one me, tallest bodybuilder in the world, I believe, as a professional, and I'm going to do myself and all of the other tall guys proud. So that very much wraps up this update. Like I said, food's down a little bit, nothing else really changes, we're pushing on. I will be shaving my body hair in 2 weeks' time, there or thereabouts. So you guys will be privy to some much more accurate representations of how I'm looking. But until then, you're gonna have to embrace the fluff with me. And I will see you in the next video, which is gonna be a meaty pull session. Peace and love, thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe.